Rita, I'm from the Canadian Cosmetic Cluster, and I would like to introduce to you basically what Canada has to offer. Canada is relatively a new country in form of business and business development. We're still doing partnership, and I want to break it down from raw materials, resources, and retail is really where our strengths lie. Raw materials in Canada. Canada is so rich, and we have marine actives, we have clay. I will show you our clay comes from glacier deposits. Right here. This is from British Columbia, straight from the ocean. And we have many different deposits all across Canada, from lakes to oceans, even to mines. We also have a really rich botanical extracts. We have rosehip, we have sea buckthorn, which is traditionally coming from China at the moment. But right now, what I'm working is, Ontario has a really rich agricultural, $37 billion is the GDP for Ontario alone. Canada is huge. We have about, I believe, Melanie, if you know, 4 time zones, 3 to 4 time zones. It's a big country. It's one of the challenges for Canada is to unify Canada from coast to coast and to show how we can all work together. The West Coast has a very Rocky Mountain soap from the West Coast. That's one of our retail brands. They started in the mountains of Canmore. We have MC2 Beauty, which is one of the beauty partners that we have today. We have Abnormal Beauty, Deciem, which has been in the news, unfortunately, for some problems. And we have actually one of the well-known companies that started in Toronto, Ontario is MAC. Now MAC is with Estee Lauder. So we have a lot of, well, that's good. That's good. The whole point of the smaller companies to work together in clusters is to be part of the global brand. We're never going to, we're never going to have more than what we have, where we have LVMH, L'Oreal, but we can work together and we can support them, because that's the purpose of open innovation, is so we can work together. It's global right now. And we also have smaller companies that are quickly growing, like Constant Beauty. And resources. We have such great academic resources. One of the beauty of Canada is we have international students from all over the world. So all the little countries, all the clusters, we get students from China, from Japan, from the Middle East, from Europe. France has quite a bit of students coming in every year. So we use their expertise, and it's a very multicultural place that we can all, for marketing, it's great. And we also have a lot of manufacturing. For manufacturing, we have food and beverage, we have forestry, and we are also going toward manufacturing of just plants. We have a lot of space, especially in Ontario, to come to Ontario, open up headquarters, open up manufacturing. And next. The Canadian advantage, research and development. Canada, especially in Toronto, we have on University Avenue in Toronto, we have all the hospitals, we have great for cancer research, we have a lot of labs doing bio. J&J Labs actually has a Toronto lab space, which is amazing to be part of that. We have one of our partners right now is the Cosmetic Alliance Canada, which is a regulatory board. We're having a regulatory rehaul in Canada right now, where as you know, a cosmetic product can be either a drug or a cosmetic. In Canada right now, a lipstick, if it has SPF, it's a drug, which is really expensive. If it doesn't, it's just it's cosmetic. But we're changing that. We're trying to have a 1, 2, 3 system based on claims. If your moisturizer, if your lipstick fails, it's category 1, nothing's gonna happen, you're gonna have dry skin. Number 2 will be SPF. If you get a bit of a burn, it's more serious. Number 3 will be over-the-counter drugs. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we want to implement this system. It's going to fast-track development, fast-track actives, because I know in Europe, I believe there's 27 sunscreen actives, and we only have 14. Because right now, it's a lot more difficult to develop things. And that's one of the reasons the cluster is trying to work with different boards, is to work together and to really promote development in Canada. We also have, just go back, yes. Yes. We also have trade agreements that are really good. We have CETA, so partnering with the EU, really good for trade. 99% tariffs are eliminated on products. We have this is a hard one, CPTPP, which is the Comprehensive Progressive Trade Pacific Partnership. Yes, that's a hard one. I don't know how they come up with these terms. And these partnerships really enable us to work globally with different countries and really have, especially for the cosmetic clusters, where we're trying to be a global organization, work together. Canada is in a really good advantage right now with that. The future of Canadian cosmetics. Our cluster is really young. We're just in the first year. We're just starting our pilot project. One of the Cosmetic Innovation Center, which Melanie will come up and explain in a second, is something that we're partnering with an academic institution. We're going to combine students from different backgrounds, science, business, marketing, cosmetics, and make products, make innovations with different backgrounds and use all the different knowledge to create new things. Trade missions are another thing that we partner with Wall and Associates. I believe actually Jules knows Bertrand Wall, which is one of our partners. No. And academic student exchange is another. For the academic is such a big part of innovation because it's the next generation that's really gonna give us the new ideas. All the challenges that we want to solve, it's going to come from academics and all the new students. So partnering with different countries that we can exchange knowledge and grow, that's going to be very beneficial. And Melanie's going to take over and talk about the academics.
Hello everyone, we're very happy to be a part of the International Cosmetic Cluster. I'm just going to open my notes, sorry. So we're talking about how Canada is planning on bridging the gaps between raw materials and business and brand development. So one of the methods that we're going to use to bridge these gaps in Canada in order to put Canada on the international cosmetic landscape is partnering with academic institutions in order to work with their research platforms to receive more information on the science background, and as well as with the students who can help leverage all of the assets that we have in Canada, from raw materials and resources. We're using this as one of our strategies to put Canada on the map with the clusters and come up to speed with the rest of Europe. So with our cosmetic business development, we are looking at raw material agri-producers. These producers are working in education and cosmetic raw materials and have a lot of potential in the international trade options. Education is a big and important part of the cluster because Canada right now is made up of many indie beauty brands that don't have an international face, or they haven't launched on an international level. So by partnering with the larger businesses and the academic institutions, as well as marketing initiatives, we're able to leverage these small companies as well as the materials that are widely available in Canada and make them visible on an international scale. Unfortunately, in Canada, many company owners are not involved in cosmetic organizations such as the clusters and such as the Ontario Societies for Cosmetic Science or Cosmetic Alliance in Canada, and they're not regulated to, or they're not following current marketing practices such as other global businesses. So we're helping to educate them with the knowledge that we can bring home from the other clusters and the associations that we make with the other clusters to help our smaller brands elevate their visibility. Our cluster will provide more access for smaller companies to find ways to incorporate new innovation. And an important thing to share with them is how they can follow cosmetic trends that we are learning here today from many of our new partners, and learning about new technologies while also staying on budget and getting creative in marketing and concept demos to take advantage of their opportunities. Another way to help our local businesses is to show them how to grow their cosmetic businesses. And the cluster will share, again, this knowledge that we are attaining from our partners to share with our suppliers and distributors in Canada and abroad. A big part of our initiative also involves science education and research and the partnerships that we're gaining with our academic partners. The cluster wants to engage students at many different levels, at the public school level, the high school level, college, and we're also implementing many new classes and courses specifically targeted and focusing on cosmetics within college institutions. That way we can grow our industry. We've already started pilot projects working with children and teaching them about the science behind cosmetics and how it affects everybody on a daily basis. And as well, we are implementing programs into their science courses in high school, and as well I mentioned post-secondary focused courses specifically on cosmetics and cosmetic science. So we believe that with our new partnership with the international clusters and leveraging the assets that we have in Canada, whether it be our raw material, our industries of agriculture, forestry, and marine, that we can share with the rest of the world, and by also leveraging our own talent within Canada, we can bring beauty brands from Canada up to an international level. Thank you very much.